Okay, so each fun pack comes in one of these large folders, and the folder is what I normally use to make my junk journals. So you can cut that down and use it. This is not in any kind of order. There are 3 time cards. Here are 2 pieces of library ephemera. There are 2 of these little bead charms. Here is a vintage key. Now the fabric, each pack has got half a yard of this beautiful fabric. It's Colonial Williamsburg, a design inspired by an authentic period document, and it's called Basset Butterflies. So you can see this is a lot. It's folded a couple of times. So each pack has one of those, a piece of that fabric, and a couple of these really large envelopes. I love these. They're big enough to fold and really have a nice page. Each one has a postcard with either a cat or a botanical image. These are just really beautiful. And then it's 1 sheet of that stationery. There's one of these pretty envelopes. A little piece of this scrapbook paper. I thought the succulents were pretty, and then that definitely matches that paper. There are a couple of old Flinch cards, and here's a piece of this fabric. I used some of mine to make tabs for the page, and then each kit has 2 fabric or textile samples. And each pack has a postcard of the Eiffel Tower. I only had 10. The 11th kit was mine, so I've got a postcard of the Eiffel Tower somewhere in my stash already. But I had collected up 10 of these, so each one has, and some of them are alike, but then some are different, so you'll get some sort of vintage postcard of the Eiffel Tower. A couple of these playing cards with that pretty design there. And then I think it's 15 sheets of this. And this is nice paper. It feels like it's about 24 pound. It's heavier than regular printer paper. Each one has some sort of stem of yellow flowers. It's either this, which looks like, is it yellow bell? And I can't remember the technical name, the yellow bell bush. And the other one looks sort of like a lily of some kind. It's got some brown on it too. A couple of these tags, and then a couple of these little cards. They're plastic for putting thread or cord on. And then each one has 2 vintage postcards, this beautiful old color. One is blank and one is written on. And I think these are from around the 20s or the 30s. Anyway, each has one of those. And then each one has 10 sheets of this really pretty paper. It's got the best feel. It feels like it has cotton in it. Or linen, and it's just really pretty. It's got a little bit of texture. Each one has a book plate. Each one has a old calendar page. It's from 2010, but it's got a picture of an old place in Durham where I live, and they're all different, of course. Each one has a piece of fake money, and these are big enough to make fun pages. Each one has a page from this type of magazine or book. It's got old illustrations, and they all sort of revolve around music, and they're all going to be different. Each one has one of these pretty playing cards from Holland. They've all got really pretty illustrations on them. This one's the Joker, some are kings, some are queens, some are jacks. Each one has a pretty card from the tarot deck, and they're all some type of pretty illustration with a lady or a couple. And I thought these were fun. This looks like some sort of flashcard that's homemade. This one says ripe. They're kind of heavy. It feels like mat board. I punched a hole in mine to use in my book. And then you have a couple of pages of this ledger paper. I still have mine that goes with my kit, but I think I'm going to fussy cut the things out and glue them in. Each one has a page from a book of old illustrations or graphics, and they're all going to be different. Each one has a couple of CD envelopes that are different colors, and then each one has a couple of music pages. So there's quite a bit in here. The fabric, I feel like, is kind of the highlight, plus those beautiful old postcards. And, well, really everything. The playing cards, the old flinch cards, the key, these charms. It's all just really, really pretty. And so some of you have reached out to me saying that you definitely want a fun pack. I only have 10 of these, and they're going to be listed through PayPal. So I will just list them and try to give a heads up to those of you who have asked ahead of time. And I will be back soon. Bye for now.